Hi, I'm Pat Barnard, Group Managing Editor for TMCnet, coming to you from IT Expo East 2011 in Miami. And joining me is Mehmet Balos, Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer for GENBAND. How you doing, Mehmet?
Very good, Pat.
Good.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So GENBAND is playing a pretty large role in this year's IT Expo East. You've got your CEO, Charlie Vogue, doing a keynote. And you're also involved in numerous panels and sessions during the show. Yes. So thank you very much for making this a great show for everybody involved. And I think maybe it would be good just to cut right to the chase and just talk about your company's acquisition of the VoIP business from Nortel and just how things are progressing along with that integration.
Excellent question. We completed the transaction on May 28, 2010.
Right.
And immediately on day one, June 1st, we had the full integration program and plan launched with everybody and employees integrated to the new organization for the merged organization.
Right.
And actually now about 8-9 months later, we are ahead of the integration process. We are targeting to finish all our integration end of Q1 this year, which is almost about a year before everybody predicted.
Oh, is
so
that
we're
right?
in
Okay.
really good shape.
All right, so that integration roadmap was about what, 18 months? Is that about right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's a big acquisition, as you know. Nortel was the #1 worldwide soft switching leader.
Right.
And we were the media gateway #1 supplier for globally.
Right.
So the merger of those two companies, of course, had a lot of processes to be integrated.
Right, sure.
The personnel integration was day one. The organizational structural and alignment was day one, but integration of the processes, whether it's order, acknowledgement to order processing, to backlog and all, it takes time. So,
right, yeah.
We just announced our Oracle R12 release, which are one of probably the only companies using the Oracle, company-wide now for our all our processing, order processing, customer acknowledgement, ticketing, and so forth.
Great. That's a great, exciting news. In addition, there's also the very recent acquisition of Cedar Point Communications. Tell me a little bit about how that acquisition came about and what it means for GENBAND.
Good. Cedar Point has been a very successful company on the cable market, as you may know. Mm-hmm. And with the Nortel acquisition, we acquired properties to serve cable market. And with almost 20%, a little over 20% market share. Mm-hmm. Cedar Point acquisition was another milestone in our chapter of growth. Mm-hmm. And with that now, we are about 40% of the cable market. And with their Safari C3 product, very well accepted product in some of the leading customers, such as Comcast and Liberty Media to several others, along with some properties in Europe as well as Caribbean, Latin America. So, this makes us truly a global leader in cable voice market.
Right, yeah, and that's a market that continues to grow, doesn't it? I mean, if you go to certain regions of the world, it's not you don't normally expect that they're all going to be offering triple play or offering voice on the network. So I think there's still room for growth in that field, isn't there?
I believe so, depending on the region. Like in Asia region, the cable operators are totally separate from the service providers, telecom service providers. But certain countries, such as Germany, where we've been very successful, the cable companies offer voice over IP services.
Right.
Same as in the UK and of course North America and Caribbean region of the CALA.
Right, yeah. So regulation and demand sort of both come together in terms of dictating how that market moves.
Yes.
So considering this recent acquisition and the ongoing integration of the Nortel VoIP portfolio, what is the growth strategy from this point moving forward for 2011 for GENBAND?
Well, we have the luxury of having 80 of the top 100 biggest service providers of our clients. And we expanded our portfolio tremendously with our own media gateways, as well as building on the Nortel's carrier voice over IP product line. Since then, the acquisition, we basically launched our new platform called Genius, GENBAND's IP universal system. Mm-hmm. With that, we basically are combining all the key elements of the next generation networking, which is call control, soft switching, as well as session border control,
Right.
and traffic and policy management.
Right.
Right after that, we announced our traffic policy management portfolio. Since then, we expanded our features with both access and interconnect for session border controller. So we have the complete portfolio to take the companies to IMS right now.
Okay, great. And what are your growth projections for this year? I mean, what are your expectations?
Well, again, we are a privately held company.
Right, okay.
We don't speak about those terms,
Okay.
but we were going to be ahead of the market.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, well, thanks very much for your time. I've been speaking with Mehmet Balos, Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer for GENBAND, coming to you from IT Expo East 2011 in Miami. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Pat.